What's going on, guys? TTL here. Going to be going over my top 4 NBA props for today, Friday, January 3rd, 2025. Loving all 4 of these props. I actually have them in a 4-pick power play on PrizePicks myself, and I really think we could go 4 for 4 and cash us out today. So let's get into the video, guys. As always, before we get started, sign up to Shuffle, best sports book in the game. $100 deposit, 100% deposit match up to $1,000 using code TTL. And not only that, you guys can sign up to UnderDog and you get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. It's a 50% bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. You also get a ton of free picks over on UnderDog. They've been giving out payout boosts basically like candy every single day. And if you sign up to either one using code TTL and make your first deposit, let me know in Discord. I'll give you guys a month free VIP for each one you sign up and deposit to. So that's a way for you guys to get free VIP. And yeah, let's get into the actual video and into the picks. We're using predictive profits for the research today, just because this is a website I made and I've found huge success using this. If you guys want 50% off, use code TTL50 on that. But let's get into it. So we're going to go ahead and search right here. And one of my top picks of the day is going to be LaMelo Ball. Now, I might be a little bit biased here because I love the Hornets. I love LaMelo Ball. Now, I will say this was 12.5 earlier today. It's already bumped to 13, mainly because it's a popular play. Now, it may bump down to 12.5 again, or it may stay at 13 for the rest of the day. I don't care. I think he gets over 13 as well. And I mean, I thought he went over 12.5. If he gets 13 on the dot, all we do is push. I mean, I'm not really that mad with a push. It doesn't bother me that much. So LaMelo Ball over 13 RA. When we take a look at this, search up LaMelo Ball, we can see the 12.5 line, the over hit in 70.53% of the projections. So it ran 10,000 simulations and he went over in over 7,000 of them. And when we take a look and we click on this, we can see 4 of his last 5 games he's went over with an average of 15 and 14.1 average over his last 10. He's went over in 8 of his last 10. He's been on a roll lately. The Detroit Pistons defense, now they have a pretty tight defense. Assist allowed, they're 10th in the league. So there's 30 teams in the NBA. They're ranked 10th, 25.3 assists allowed per game. And then rebounds allowed, they're ranked 6th, allowing 50.4 rebounds per game. Now we have him projected for right at 13.4 RA in this matchup and a projected hit rate of 70.5%. Now I think he's going to push or go over in 70% of games. That is fine by me, you know. And now a lot of people see 70% and they think, wow, 70%, that's really high. Like he's going to hit every single time. 70% isn't like some incredible number. Like you have to think about it. That's 7 out of 10 games that we think he would go over here. Now, obviously in the long term, that would be very profitable. That's awesome. But I see people all the time. They're like, oh, you said that he had a 70% hit rate and he went under. That website's terrible. I mean, it's very possible he still goes under today. But for 70.5% projected hit rate, we project him for 13.5. It already bumped up from 12.5 to 13. I really like our odds for him to push or go over this number. 13 rebounds and assists versus Detroit. So let's go ahead and lock that in, and let's move on to the second play of the day, which we're going to take Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, I know Doncic is still out. Under 5 assists is what we're taking. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've taken under 5.5 assists over on Chalkboard because it's a 1.56x, and I like the 5.5 a lot better than the 5. But again, similar to the LaMelo Ball story, all it does is add some push potential, and I think that he's going to go under 5 assists anyways. So worst case scenario, we get a push. But let's go ahead and search up Dinwiddie now. We can see the assist 5 under in 76.19% of the projections. And when we click him over here, we can see he's gone under in 4 of his last 5, and he's averaging 3.4. over his last 10 games, he's only went over in 3 of 10. He's went under in the other 7 games. And the games he's went over, he had 7, 6, and 6. The games he's gone under 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2. Like, he's not getting many assists. And without Doncic, he's been shooting the ball a lot more actually as well. I don't think we're going to have any issues here. We project him for 3.49 assists, which is well under that 5 line, well under that 5.5 line. And I mean, that's a pretty large like percentage gap there. And then we can also look at the opposing team's defense. The Cavs, 9th in the league for least amount of assists allowed per game, only allowing 25.2 assists per game. So I am just absolutely loving this. It tells us exactly what to take. The recommendation is the under. So let's go ahead and lock this in. Dinwiddie under 5 assists. And let's move on to our third prop of the day, which is going to be Derrick White. And we're going to take his over 15.5 points. Now, I was really looking at his points and his rebounds. It was 19.5, and I was about to lock it in, and then it got bumped up to 20.5. And at 20.5, I prefer the points at 15.5. But at 19.5, I prefer the PR. So if it bumps back down, or if you're on like Shuffle or Underdog or Chalkboard or somewhere like that, and you can get it at 19.5, I would way prefer the 19.5 PR. But let's go ahead and take a look at this Derrick White over 15.5 points right here. And we can see a 69.48% hit rate. And when we take a look at it, we can see he's hit in 4 of his last 5 games with an average of 17.8. Over his last 10, he has an average of 16.8, and he's hit in 7 of 10 matches. And now the Rockets defense is a very tight-knit defense. They're 3rd in the league for points allowed, 106.4 points per game. Now we have him projected for 17.16 points, which is pretty high over his 15.5 line. It's a 1.6 difference. And a 69% hit rate, which is still very good, very profitable long term. Now, what I'm really liking that I'm seeing is the Celtics had quite a few people out yesterday, and then they're still questionable today. So we don't really know if they're going to play or not. And if they don't play, Derrick White should soar over this number. If they do play, it's still a very big possibility that he goes over. So now, right, I get a lot of questions. In this case, if someone is questionable, predictive profits counts them as in. Now, if they get announced out within 10 minutes of that happening, the simulations will run over again, and predictive profits will calculate that in and then count them out. But until they are officially announced out, it counts them as in. But we can see, I mean, he's going from his regular 8 field goal attempts, 15 field goal attempts. His last game, he had 20 field goal attempts because of those people being out. So let's go ahead and lock him in. And let's move on to our 4th and final play of the video. And we're going to take Jalen Johnson over 9.5 rebounds versus the Lakers. Loving this matchup for him. Love this prop. Let's go ahead and search him up. And we can see the 9.5 rebounds right here. The over in 64.9%. Which is the lowest percentage of the video, but he's cashed in 4 of his last 5 games, average of 10.8, and over his last 10, he's averaging 11.1, and he's went over in 8 of 10 games. We have him projected for 10.5 in this matchup, a projected hit rate of 65%, and the Lakers are middle of the pack, smack dab in the middle, 14th in the league, allowing 51.9 rebounds per game. He had a terrible last game where he only got 4 rebounds. I expect him to bounce back from that and get 10 or 11 rebounds in this matchup. So let's lock it in, guys. Let's go 4 for 4. And again, guys, if you're new to the videos, you can sign up to VIPs in the link in the description. Predictive profits, use code TTL50 for half off. And you get a month of VIP for every website that you use code TTL on, such as Underdog, Chalkboard, Shuffle, PrizePicks, and Sleeper, so that you can get up to 5 months free VIP right there. Let's keep on cashing out in VIP, and I'll see you guys in the next one.